Hello, everyone. As you are populating into our webinar today, our Wednesday webinar for August 13th, please feel free to put your name in the chat box. Say hello from where you're coming from. We always like to hear where everyone is coming from when they are in our webinars. So there is hello from Swanee. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. We are glad you're here. So if everybody can, as you're populating in the chat room, go ahead and put your say hello or where you're from in the chat box so we know where everybody's coming from, because we do populate that. We send this out to leaders from coast to coast, literally. So we have Flowery Branch, Ackworth. Welcome to everybody. We're so glad to see you. There's Marietta. So thankful that everybody could join us today. So for this Wednesday webinar. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for spending your hour with us today for our Wednesday webinar series for August. My name is Alice Fox, and I am the Director of Talent Delivery at Talent Connections. We are glad to have our speaker today. A few housekeeping items before we go over more into that. This is a 1-hour recorded webinar. We will be sending the recording out after the webinar is finished at the beginning of next week. If you have any technical questions or issues, please email Alice Fox at alicefox@talentconnections.net. Participants will be muted, but you can use the question and answer feature, or you can also, we love chat, and this is as interactive as possible. So please feel free to write anything into the chat if you have questions, and we will try to we'll answer all of those, and then definitely have a question and answer. It is session at the end. It is going to be very interactive. Farrell's going to ask us a lot of questions and some input, so make sure that you are, I know we are doing this between the 12 and 1 quote lunch hour. So if everybody, though, he is going to be asking us some questions, and so make sure that we're ready to fill those out in the chat room, in the chat box for sure, to get to those. As a reminder, this webinar is approved for 1 SHRM Professional Development credit, and the activity code will be given at the conclusion of the webinar. Today, I am pleased to introduce Farrell Middleton. He is the founder of the Bell Curve of Life and author of A Performer, A Environment, a roadmap to enhance your performance and upgrade your environment. After a successful 36-year career in residential land development and home building, Farrell transitioned into his second career as a teacher, speaker, and author. His book is not coaching or training, but more of a discovery, exploring higher level principles that will enhance both personal and professional circumstances by discovering what is working well and why, and what is not working well and why. His programs help individuals become A-level performers and support leaders in creating A-level environments. A Georgia Tech honors graduate, Farrell brings decades of leadership experience to every session, drawing on real life insights to inspire meaningful change. I have seen this presentation. There are a lot of fun graphics and things and discussion in it, so I'm excited to get this going today. Farrell, take it away for us. We're excited to have everybody.
Good morning, actually good afternoon. Relative to our historical educational grading scale of A, B, C, D, and F, are you an A-level performer both personally and professionally? We're going to explore that today. I have been an A, B, C, and even a D performer at times in my life. I attended Georgia Tech. Let me tell you a brief story about that journey. I started as a C performer. I had more C's than B's in my first couple of quarters. Yes, I'm old enough to have had quarters. I didn't do semesters. I went to college in the early 80s. And anyway, started out very poorly. My sophomore year, I did a little bit better with the grades, started getting a little bit better. Junior and senior years, I did very well academically, and I ended up graduating with honors from Georgia Tech in 4 years. I am really, really proud of that. I went from a C performer to a B performer to an A performer. And basically, each of you can do the same thing in the parts of your lives that matter the most. And that's what I want you guys to hopefully take away from today. I'm Farrell Middleton with the Bell Curve of Life. And again, I'm very pleased to be here. Let me talk about my company name for a quick minute. We all remember the bell curve for middle school: 20% in the upper category, 60% in the middle, and 20% in the lower category of what it talks about. With my program, that relates to behavior, skills, performance, and results. Those are my four categories. And my goal is to help individuals get into the top 20% of the bell curve in the areas of life that matter to them. That could be personally, professionally, academically, it could be socially, whatever it is, whatever matters to them and them closest to them. That's where I want people to go. That is my purpose and goal with what I do now in my second career. Now, I hope everybody's doing well today. I know that I am because I get to be here with all of you. And by the time we leave in a little while, you will all be better, and I will have helped with that. We only have about an hour today, so I want to make it meaningful for everyone. That is my job, but I am committed to doing that. So hopefully everybody's going to get something out of this. I'm very excited about it. Now, while this is a professional webinar, please take whatever we discuss into your personal life as well. The benefits will be noticeable. Be an A performer at home. Create an A environment at home. Be an A performer with your friends. That's what I want you to do. So take this home with you. All of my material can cross lines into personal and professional life. And I want you to take advantage of me today. I'm here and I want you to extract as much as you can from me. And when we get done, my tank is still going to be full. So I want you guys to grab whatever it is that you can from what we have to talk about today. As a teacher, speaker, and author, my mission is to help cultivate A-level performers in A-level environments. This is accomplished through individuals becoming the best version of themselves and empowering business leaders to identify and resolve their internal challenges. I'm so passionate about and committed to it, I wrote a book about it. It's called A Performer, A Environment. Very excited about it. It's available in all the places that we know, Amazon, Audible, Kindle, all of it. But I'm very, very passionate about this, and this is what I want to share with everybody. So today we're going to be discussing A Performer and A Environment. And what I want you guys to get out of this is how can you, we'll talk about this in a minute as well, but I want you to become a better performer and create a better environment. There are so many outside factors that influence us on a routine basis that we have either no control over or very little control. At the highest of levels, these are weather, interest rates, government influence, and other people. These four categories are the big ones. All of the principles in my program are 100% under your control. If you adopt and embrace them, you will live a better life. And we'll say it again because it's just so important. All of my stuff is 100% under your control and the control of your team. And if you can adopt and embrace these principles, you'll live a better life. Now, these principles are timeless. You can review them in 1 year, 5 years, or 20 years, and the fundamentals are still going to be relevant. And that's the beauty of this. I'm 61 years old, and a lot of this stuff is just a compilation of how I've lived my life, going back to my early years and growing into adulthood and in my very successful 36-year career in home building. But all of these things are relevant. I've walked the walk and I've talked the talk. Now, I like to start all of my sessions with this 3-point directive. This is very important. The key to a productive life starts with your attitude. We're going to talk about this in a few minutes. It's chapter 1 in my book, and it's my main principle on the A performer category. But it has the most influence over your success and happiness. Does everybody have a good attitude for me today? Why don't y'all throw something in the chat box for me? I want to make sure that everybody's engaged and everybody's got a good attitude, because if you have a good attitude, you're going to get a lot out of what we have to talk about today.
Getting a lot of good feedback. We have 100% ready to go. I'm
All
pumped. Yes,
right, that is
100%.
fantastic. Fantastic. So
I love it. Good attitude. I love it.
love it, love it, love it. That is great. Okay, my next principle here is time. Folks, this is the one resource that we all have exactly the same access to. It does not discriminate on any individual condition or group dynamic. There are 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, and 12 months in a year. We all get exactly the same amount. And the key here is, are you using this as well as you can, as often as possible? Now, I'm not a time manager. Computers can do that for you. Calendars can do that. I like people to have an effective use of time. How well are you spending your time during the week, during the day? That's the key. And what we want to talk about is just this precious commodity. And I want everybody to use it as well as they can. And that includes this 60 minutes. I want this to be the best 60 minutes of your week. It's up to me to do that. And hopefully, you guys will populate the chat and share with the other the folks that are on the call. And we're all going to learn something from each other. But I want this to be a really, really good hour for you. And I'm committed to doing that for you. The third part of this is the journey and the destination. Basically, set your destination, either personally or professionally. This is the key. What is it that you want to achieve in the medium and long term? That's your destination. It's your goal. The key is the journey. It's the daily journey and how you are going to get there. And this relates to taking things one day at a time, having healthy relationships, being a good communicator, making the best of circumstances as often as possible. And if you focus routinely and properly on the journey, the destination will take care of itself. I'm just convinced of this. And by putting this all together, one of my main program directives overall, I talk about this every time I have a session with a group of people. A positive attitude and time spent effectively will drive the success of your journey. So I want to make sure everybody's got that because it really does matter. And that's the stuff we're going to be talking about today. Now, this material does not focus on hard skills. All right, we all have those. They can be trained, learned, actually unlearned over the years. My skill set changed many times over the years, and I'm sure that y'all's probably have as well at whatever point in life you are. We're going to stay above that. We're going to focus on higher level personal directives. It's, frame of mind, like I mentioned, attitude already. This is what we're going to do. And if you can excel in these areas, I believe the rest will just take care of itself just by, natural occurrence. And each of you are going to walk away with your own perspectives on how you can make adjustments or routines in your or adjustments in your routines for improvements. This is the beauty of the material. Everybody's going to have a different takeaway. And that is the great thing about what we're going to be talking about today. Now, the handout is a summary of the material. I think Alice sent the handout to everybody. Don't know if you printed it out or not, but try to make some notes with it. I like one-page stuff. I don't hand out binders and notebooks and that kind of thing. I'm a big one-page guy. I think all the stuff that I can talk about can be condensed into one page for easy reference and easy access. So hopefully you will keep that and you'll keep that in mind as we go forward. All right, let's get into a few details here. Oh, hang on. Okay, here is the concept. If you put a C performer in an A environment, they can become an A performer. If you put an A performer in a C environment, they will become a C performer and will probably move on. And the key here is if you want to attain A performance from your internal associates and external partners, we'll talk about external partners in a moment, then create an A environment. And in our economic society, if you create an A environment and achieve A performance, I just don't think you can fail. And yes, there are guardrails in place. We have, a legal system and, financial, requirements and all of that stuff. There's some guardrails in place, but we get to choose whoever we do business with. We can choose who we, spend our time with. It's a free society. But if you create an A environment and attain A performance, I just don't think you can fail. Success will follow and failure will be rare. Now, got 3 goals for today. Number 1, individual evaluation. How are each of you doing at being an A performer and helping to create an A environment? And again, this is both personally and professionally. So number 1. Number 2, I want you to think about your associates and your external partners to determine their performance levels, A, B, or C, and how you might be able to help them become better performers. Now, let's touch on external partners. These are the either individuals or entities or other companies that provide products and services to you and your organization to help you provide your products and service to the marketplace. With me as a home builder, the subcontractors and trades were a big part of this. The framers and electricians and landscapers, of course, they're the ones that actually built the houses. But it didn't stop there. This related to bankers that finance the businesses, mortgage professionals that provided products to my customers, closing attorneys that handle the legal transactions, Everybody's got their external partners, and what you want to do is make sure that they are performing as well as they can to provide the best service that they can to you. This is just where it goes. Third, I want you to consider your organizational or departmental environment and whether it's an A, B, or C, and how you can make some improvements in that area to just create a better environment. Those are my goals for today. So hopefully everybody's with me on that. So let's get into some details here. I love visuals. I think you're going to like the visuals that I throw out there. A performers here, firemen. What do these people do? They run into burning buildings to save people, pets, and property. That guy right there, he's got this big suit on, he's all covered up, he's got everything there, and basically he's going to run into a really hot place to do his job. And to me, from the intention standpoint, that is a performer category. And yes, there are some B and C performer firemen out there, but I think I'll get my gist. Overall, the intention of the career, this is A performer stuff to me. All right, they put their life on the line to help other people. Nurses, again, you're not going to become very wealthy being a nurse. I know this. My wife, Kathy, she was a nurse in her first profession. My mother-in-law was a nurse for 50 years here in the Atlanta area. And so I'm very partial to nurses, but they just have a desire to help people. They care. They're concerning. And so I believe the intention of getting into this profession is in the A performer category. A few C performers here. Found these pictures in Getty Images. It's a great place to go if you're looking for some photo stuff. But lady sleeping under the desk. I love this photo. Even if she wakes up, she doesn't have her glasses on. She can't see anything. Okay, so there's a big issue there with that. And then this other one, this police lineup. These guys had kind of a bad day in some form or fashion. I think they were C performers. There might be one, setup in there or whatever, however the police lineups work, but somehow these guys just had a C performer experience to get to this point in time. So I like to lead in with that, just to give us some perspective on what we're looking at for some A performers and C performers. Let's get into some specifics here. Now, we're only going to talk about three of my main 8 traits for performers in the performance category. All right. Starts with attitude. I've already mentioned this. A positive attitude is the foundation of success. It just is. It is the main facet in life that has the most influence over our success and happiness at the individual level. People and circumstances can influence your attitude. They can never, ever control it. That is up to you. And that is just so important for everybody to understand. So I want you to be thinking about that. And attitudes, when things are great, when the sun's shining and business is good, man, everybody's got a great attitude. Okay. And I fall into that as well. The key is what happens when things don't go as planned or they start going south. If you can maintain a positive attitude through the challenging times, that's when it's going to matter. And I believe that if you can maintain a positive attitude, most circumstances can have a favorable outcome. All right. And degrees of favorable, they're out there. And as a, for example, and let's take a baseball analogy, hitting a home run, well, that's a pretty darn good outcome. Stand up double, that's pretty good. Not as good as a home run, but it's good. Sliding into first base to beat out a ground ball. Okay. You might have gotten there, but it was a favorable outcome, but it was not as clean as the home run. So every circumstance can have some level of favorable outcome if you have a good attitude. Attitudes are contagious, positive and negative. And I believe as human beings, we like to attract ourselves to positive things and we try to avoid negative things. So in the attitude category, I think generally speaking, people like to associate themselves with people with a positive attitude, and they will probably try to stay away from people with a negative attitude. I think we can all, consider that as part of what it is that we have. So go to the positive, avoid the negative. So the question here is, which one do you want to be? Do you want to have the good attitude where people are attracted to you, or a negative attitude where people will not be attracted to you and they'll try to avoid you? That's the key there. And everybody said they had a good attitude so far today, which is fantastic. I love that. Next one. Wake up frame of mind. I am having a really good success rate in my sessions with this topic. Guys, your day starts before you head up off your pillow. It sets the stage for whether you're going to have a good, mediocre, or poor day. And other factors come into play, of course, with pets and children, weather, traffic, all of that stuff that makes the world go round. Yes, it influences us on a daily basis. Like I said, we have little influence over some of those things, and we have to be prepared for that. But how you start the day sets the stage. And I believe the stage is actually set the night before when you put your head down on your pillow. I believe that if you can go to bed in a good frame of mind, you got a chance of waking up in a good frame of mind. Now, I am not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a sleep expert. I'm just a regular guy that's lived a regular life. But I think it just makes sense that if you can go to bed in a good frame of mind, you're going to wake up in a good frame of mind. And that is where I think it can make a big, big difference. Now, another thing with this is morning routines. If you don't mind in your chat, if you've got a morning routine that you like to do, go ahead and share it in the chat so everybody can see it. And this might just be as simple as getting your first glass of water or finally getting that cup of coffee. For me, I like to walk my dogs in the morning. I've been doing it for 30 years. It's the best time of the day. I'm a very early riser. I'm up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. And I take my dogs I take them for a walk. And it just gets my day going. So populate in the chat for me. Is there a routine that you guys have that you want to share with everybody? What is it that you do that gets your day going? It could be, watching the news, reading scripture, exercising, whatever. So throw some stuff in the chat for me, if you don't mind. All right, Erica, love that. Thank you. All right, there you go. Love walking the dog as well. All right. Coffee and devotional. There you go. Great stuff. And the key here is I want you to do it consistently. You might miss a day or two here or there, that kind of thing. But if you can do this consistently, then it's going to help you set the stage and set the tone for having a productive day as well as you can. So hopefully that's going to be something that everybody's going to pay attention to and have a good morning routine. All right, next one. Communicate. Oops. There we go. Communication. Fundamental key to being an A performer. And there are two halves to being a good communicator. The first one is delivering your message in a clear, crisp, and concise fashion. Clear, crisp, and concise, especially if there are what I'll call performance standards or expectations for someone to produce something or whatever it is. For me, example with me, I built houses for a living. We had to have good architectural plans. I had to have good color selection sheets that had every color picked on them. Accurate purchase orders for my trades with me buying material and labor. That was communicating well, delivering my message in a clear, crisp, and concise fashion. It's hard to do, but you really need to do it. And you just have to have a focus on this. The other half of being a good communicator is being a good listener. Okay. You have to be a good listener. And this relates to eye contact, body language, distractions. If you've got your phone with you, all right, I got my phone here, turn it face down so that when it goes off, you're not distracted by the screen popping up. Put it face down. Pay attention to whoever's delivering a message to you, and you'll be a good communicator. So, who thinks they're a good listener? Let me ask that. Go ahead and throw the chat in there. Tell me if you think you're a good listener or not. And if not, I want you to get better at it. But a key here is if whoever is delivering the message to you is not delivering it in a clear, crisp, and concise fashion, the polite thing to do is to ask them, please clarify that for me. Again, especially if there are some performance standards that need to be adhered to. That is the key. And you don't want to walk away scratching your head wondering, hey, oh man, what am I supposed to do? I don't really know. And this doesn't matter on both sides. It doesn't matter if it is an audience of one, several, or many. If the community, the one delivering the message is being clear, crisp, and concise, it's going to be good. And if the one receiving the message is not getting it, then they need to ask and go from there. So, did we get some chat stuff there? All right. Somehow I'm having a little trouble with my chat screen. Don't know why. All right.
All right. It
Did we
says,
get some?
yeah, most people are trying to be good listeners most of the time. I said I'm constantly trying to be better at really listening and more to not be um, um, being distracted by something else, my phone or something else, be person who listens wholeheartedly.
Yep, yep, it matters. And again, this is part of good communication. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, I'm having a little trouble with my chat box. I'll check into it again in a minute. So with regard to this, moving forward here are combinations. An A performer has a strong combination of the traits that we've talked about. They've got a good attitude. They wake up generally in a good frame of mind. They communicate well. Other parts of the traits are having high self-esteem, relationship building, and I've got a few other ones in there. That's an A performer. That's a strong combination. Now, let's be clear. You can't have a 100% capture rate in everything you do. It's just impossible to do. But if you can have a good combination, that's a performer category. All right, the B performer, that includes a decent combination of the traits. All right, they've got average levels of attitude, self-esteem, communication, wake up. They're good. They get stuff done. They're productive. They could probably get a few more things done if they put their mind to it. But sometimes they're an A performer, sometimes they're a C performer, and that's okay, guys. It's okay. But if they can make some improvements in a couple of areas, that'll make the difference. And that's why I like this B category so much, with taking a look at one or two things that are really going to, what I call, move the needle in reality and possibly perception every once in a while. Then that's where a B performer can move into being an A performer. And you want to be that people seek out A performers. They want to work with A performers. They really, really do. And so basically, that's where a B performer comes in, very interesting in that area. Pick one or two things and focus on them. A C performer, they have a poor combination of the traits. And this can include just going through the motions routinely, medium level work ethic to produce enough to get by, maybe some poor communication skills. I know a lot of these people, and it's okay. And one thing I want to say here is I believe there are two categories of C performers. And I want to make sure I'm very clear. Someone in my class one time not long ago asked me to really clarify this, and I felt compelled to do it again. But some C performers, they just don't produce a lot, guys. They don't. And I've worked with a lot of these people over the years, but they're polite. They show up every day. They stick to their own thing. They don't get in everybody else's business. They're just they're kind of a plotter, and that's okay. The world needs them. The other one, C performer, are the ones that might become agitators or troublemakers, or they start stirring the pot a little bit. All of you guys are HR professionals. You know this better than I do, but that's where you have to make some changes in getting, you making some changes there as necessary. And so, with that being said, do me a favor, put it in the chat for me. Are you an A, B, or C performer right now? What do you think? Share with the group. Let me see if my chat thing's going on. Alice, I might need your help again here. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, see, okay, most of the time, trying to be better. Oh, okay, this was the listening stuff. So, oh, there you go, Deidre. I love it. You're an A. Lisa's an A. Fantastic. Be proud of it. Be an A performer. People will seek you out. And I believe they're all A, B, and C performers at certain points in time. And the key is to make sure that you stay in the right place most of the time. And again, there are no A performers in every aspect. So I've got two directives for you here. Number one, determine what you are really good at and get even better at it. People will seek you out. They will find you. This is what pro athletes do. They're the best at what they do, but what are they doing? They are always trying to get better. And actually, that's what I'm trying to do with this material. I want to be the A performer, A environment go-to guy. All right. I keep working hard at it, but I want to keep getting better at this. And I want you to do the same thing. Whatever you're good at, just get really good and get better at it because, like I say, people will find you. They will seek you out. Directive number two, I want you to think of something that is an area of need or interest and get better at it. Move from a C to a B, move from a B to an A, whatever it may be, but it's got to matter to you, or either to you or those closest to you. And for example, with me in sports, all right, like I said, I'm 61 years old. I'm a 7 handicap in golf. That's a performer category. I'm a B-level tennis player. Atlanta, as y'all know, I'm here in Atlanta. Atlanta's a huge tennis town. I'm a B-level player. Put a bowling ball in my hand, I won't even get to 100. I don't bowl. It's just not for me. If I wanted to be a better bowler, I'd go bowl. So pick whatever matters to you and get good at it. So those are my two directives for this material. And moving forward here are the directives here. C performers can become B performers. B performers can become A performers, and A performers can become better A performers. I'm convinced of it. So, actually, anybody have any questions or thoughts on this? If you throw it in the chat, and again, Alice, I'm sorry, I'm having a chat problem here. Does anybody have any questions at this point in time that I can answer before we move on to A environments? Anything come up?
Yeah, if you have any questions for Farrell at this time, please put it in the chat box, and he can address those before we go on to the next subject. Somebody says, Julie says, how does the A player who everyone gravitates to keep from being overloaded to remain an A player? Good.
Oh, that's a great question.
It is a
Thank you.
good question, Julia.
Yeah,
Julie.
basically, Julia, what you have to do is you have to just be careful at how you engage with people. Look, number one, you want to be sought out if you're an A performer. Let's be very clear. But a key here is to manage it effectively and make sure that if somebody is seeking you out, number one, are they sincere about it? I'm hopeful that they would be, but you just have to manage that properly and make sure that you are working as well as you can. And the key here is, and this could be whether it's a supervisory role or not, or just if you're a coworker, is basically if you can help them become an A performer, it's going to help everybody, especially if they are a subordinate or you manage them. If you can help them become an A, it might be worth your time to spend a few extra minutes to make sure that they are, getting what they can out of it. Does that make sense to you?
Here's another great question. Thank you for that. Deidre has, hey, how do you build an A environment around a B or C leader?
I tell you what, that's a question for the A environment. So if we can just save that one, we'll go through, and then Alice, I want to make sure to follow up on that and come back to it. But as
Okay,
we go through the A environment material, I think we'll kind of answer that question, but I definitely want to come back to it.
perfect, perfect. That's a great question too, Deidre. Thank you.
Okay. Any other ones, or are we good to move on?
We are good to move on right now. Julie says
All
thank
right.
you.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Back to my main question here. Have you created an A environment, both personally and professionally? I have been in A, B, C, and D environments, and I've actually moved from C to B, from B to A. I've been ones that went from A to B. Guys, it's kind of fluid sometimes, but if you stay focused, then you can maintain that A environment. There's no doubt about it. The main premise here is it is up to ownership and leadership to set the stage for an A environment. It has to come from the top. They have to do it, and that way others can fall in line. And then after that, it's up to all associates to engage routinely. This is the key. That's where we have to go with this. So leadership sets the tone and the stage sincerely, and then everybody else can follow suit. And this includes associates and external partners as well. They can help create your A environment. So keep them in mind as well. I'm a huge external partner guy, really, really big. You need them every day and they need you. So make them part of the team. So have them engaged in this as well. All right, and remember as we go through this, each of these principles are 100% under your control and your team's control. So keep that in mind. You got all these outside influences out there. This is 100% under your control. Adopt and embrace these principles, and you will live a better life. Okay, I just can't say that enough because it's absolutely true. And on the environment for bigger companies, it's like layers of an onion. You might have a corporate office in one big city in a state. Then you have divisions across the country, regions as they may be, cities inside regions, offices inside cities, departments inside offices, sales teams. All of those are their own environment. And each of these principles relates to every single one of those levels of environment. And so these principles are what I call universal. They can relate to everything. I do work with sales teams and we do A environment stuff. So keep that in mind as we go through this. No matter where you are, you have an environment that can be an A environment. Okay. I love my photos again. I took these pictures. I live in Northwest Atlanta, and I took these at noon on a Friday many months ago. And look, I like all three of these restaurants. I try not to eat too much fast food, and it's not really that good for you. Everybody knows this, but I like all three. The Chick-fil-A, if those of you that are familiar in the Southeast, Chick-fil-A is a big restaurant chain. The guy in the white truck, when he got there, he knew he was going to be in line because it's Chick-fil-A, and he knew people were getting in line behind him. Why are they all there? Because they're going to get really good food at a really good price with really good quality, and they're going to get exceptional service. That's an A environment. The Crystal, these guys, these are in the same parking lot in a shopping center. It took me 3 minutes to take these pictures. One car in the parking lot, nobody in the drive-through. Clearly a C environment. People don't like Crystal as much as they like Chick-fil-A. It's obvious. And the F environment is Burger King. Look, I like Burger King. This one closed down. It's close to my house. Closed down, so I'm calling this an F environment. All right, it closed down for whatever reason. It did not succeed. So that was an F environment. All right, let's get into some components here of an A environment. Vision. It's my first one. And this is a vision statement, mission statement, value proposition, slogans, excuse me, can come into this category as well. And what I want you to do is, have you defined your vision? And if so, have you shared it with your associates and your external partners? And I like them, the first one to be short, clear, clear and crisp, 10 to 15 words. And if anybody has one that they want to share that they've done that's concise like that, throw it in the chat for us. Let's take a look at it and see what we've got. And see what we can get now. Okay, now I can see all the text again. So, you know what? It's funny. I say this, whoever the crystal is jammed at 2 a.m., somebody suggested I go in the middle of the night and take the same picture. And I just might do that. So
Yeah, that
thank
was
you.
me. That's me. I said that for, I said, remember
Okay.
at our session, I said, I
That's
bet
right.
at
Yeah.
2 a.m. that's going to be, I bet
Yeah.
the roles are reversed for sure.
That's
So
correct.
the
Yeah. No
crystal
doubt about
can
it. So
become an A environment. It just
yeah.
has, it's all about timing.
Exactly, exactly. So anyway, so I'm going to hop back out of the chat. But yeah, if you have a vision, 10 or I like 10 or 15 words. And where we go with this on the visuals here, John Kennedy, this President John Kennedy, for those of you that may not be old enough to remember him, 1962, the space race was won. He committed to the world that he was going to put a man on the moon by 1969. And this is a true story. I looked it up to make sure I had it right. He was at the space agency for his first visit in 1962. They were walking around, he was getting a tour, and they ran into a janitor, a man sweeping the floor. They stopped. The president politely asked, "Excuse me, sir, what do you do here?" The man stopped, put up his hand, and he said, "I'm helping put a man on the moon. That's what I'm doing here." I'm getting chills just thinking about this. That is the best vision story I've ever heard. The guy sweeping the floor at NASA was helping put a man on the moon. That is how clear and crisp Kennedy was with his vision of putting a man on the moon. It's just a fantastic story. I don't know if you've heard that before or not, but a lot of people, it is just a great, best vision story I've ever heard. It's great. Mine, my mission is to help cultivate A-level performers in A-level environments. I want you to have one as well. Walmart, save money, live better. Disney, make people happy. All right, all of this kind of drives into it. And the key here is once you establish this, share it with your associates. They will help you attain it. It's the why in why you get up every day and go do what it is that you do professionally. Why are we here? What are we providing? What's our real ultimate goal here? Very, very important. And let's see, did we get anybody throwing anything in the chat? Didn't say anything, but if you think of something, go ahead and throw it in there, guys. 10 or 12 words. And if you don't have one, that's your homework for the day. I want you to come up with one that's clear, crisp, and concise. And again, like I say, 10 to 15 words, because what you want to do is have that ask the next question by whoever you're saying it to. Say, hey, that sounds kind of interesting. How do you do that? Tell me more. That's what I want you to do. You got about 20 seconds to make contact with somebody that you don't know. So make sure you use that first 20 seconds well. All right. Let's move on. My next one here is commitment, dedicated to the mission. And yes, that guy in the tuxedo with the bow tie is me. Part of what I do, I've officiated 4 weddings. It's a little sidebar thing that I do, but these are just very dear friends of mine. The father is an extremely good friend. His daughter asked me to perform the ceremony, and I did, and it was just absolutely wonderful. My only fee for this, take a note of this, I just like a nice bottle of bourbon as a fee. So anyway, but guys, commitment, it really, really matters. And what I want you to focus on today, there are 4 areas of commitment for us to discuss today. Number one, commit to your vision and purpose. We just talked about this. Whatever that is that you decide, you have to commit to it. If you commit, then people will help you attain it and achieve it. They will engage with you. So you got to commit to it. The next one, commit to your internal associates, your staff members. Provide an A environment. You want to do that. Give them good feedback loops. And again, all of y'all are in the HR arena. You're more HR professionals than I am. I've hired hundreds of people over the years, but I'm not an HR professional. But basically, you have to have feedback loops, whether that's, annual reviews that are formal or quarterly, semi-annual, whatever it may be. You got to have feedback so you know how you're doing. It is fundamentally important. And do that with your internal associates. Now, I'm going to touch on something real quick. It can get a little dicey here. Is if their compensation package, if part of it is either commission-based, incentive-based, whatever, I believe if there's a gray area, pay the money, pay it. You want the people to come back. You want them to be in a good frame of mind. You want them to produce. You want them to be an A performer. If you mess with their money, you might have some negative impact there. So I'm going to move on from that, but just try to adopt that. If there's a gray area, pay them the money so they come back tomorrow in a great frame of mind. Next, third one here, commit to your external partners. Back to your external partners. They help you with your product and service every single day. You need them every day. Commit to them. Get them the right information they need. Back to my story here of home building with a good set of plans, a good selection sheet, accurate purchase orders. Provide them the information they need for them to provide a good service back to you. Fundamental key. The fourth one, most important, the other 3 really don't matter if you don't commit to your customers to deliver the product or service that is the nature of the arrangement. All right, you have to commit to them. Nature of the arrangement is very important here. And what this relates to is what are you providing? So back to a home building thing, an appliance analogy, I think everybody can probably understand this. You've got a basic GE 30-inch slide-in range for about $800. That's what they cost these days. It's got an oven, it's got 4 burners, 6 knobs, and a clock. That's about it. All right, it goes in, entry-level housing, apartments, that kind of thing. Then you have a 60-inch Viking 6-burner convection oven, warming drawer, built-in griddle, built-in fan, all of this stuff for $8,000. What do they both do? They cook food. All right. So if you have a commitment to deliver the $800 GE range, do it the best way you can. Plug it in and make sure everything works. If it's the $8,000 one, then you got to plug it in and make sure everything works. The nature of the commitment is what really matters here. So make sure that you are committed to your customers to deliver what you were supposed to deliver. All right. Next one here, relationships. Again, we're just hitting 3 of my 7 major components here in a environment. But guys, this is what ties it all together. You got to build trust and collaboration. You have to have it. There's no doubt about it. And I believe that transactions make the world go around. Relationships create transactions. If you can develop deep, meaningful relationships, trusted relationships with your internal associates, your external partners, not if, but when things don't go the way they are planned, what happened a lot, it happened to me a lot in home building, that's where you can solve problems together. You have to have good relationships with the people you work with. And there are 3 types of relationships: family, personal, and professional. Those are the 3 categories. And I want you to have good relationships in all of those categories. All right. And there are 3 tips here on being a good relationship person. Number 1, return every phone call, text, or email in an appropriate time frame. If you can do that, you're going to be a trusted source. Appropriate is a key word here. For me, if a house was burning down, immediate phone call, of course, and yes, it happened. If it's a closing issue for something next week, that can wait a few hours the next day. A new cabinet sample for design center, that can wait a little while, but they all have to be attended to. Return every phone call, text, or email in an appropriate time frame, and that will set the stage for you being someone with a healthy relationship with the folks you work with. All right. Then you want to have good internal relationships with your associates. You want to have good relationships with your external partners. Back to them. I just can't emphasize this enough. You need them every day and they need you. Make them a part of the team. And then what about your customers? Do you communicate well with your customers? And do you have a good relationship with your customers? Mine got strained quite a bit in home building. Very, very, it's just a very emotional business. And I had challenges with that, of course. So that's what I want you to do. Develop good, healthy relationships, guys. It's what ties everything together. There's no doubt about it. Okay, here's a combination again, the A environment. It's a strong combination of the components. You've got good vision, excuse me, got good vision. You're committed well. You're having good relationships. It's a strong combination. It's productivity, problem solving, good communication. Internal customer service is big. Other companies want to work with you if you create an A environment. They want to work with you. All right. So if you can do that, it's going to be better for everybody. B environment, same thing. Decent combination of the traits. Vision and leadership might be good. You might not communicate as well as you want to, or you might not commit as well as you need to. So it's that same principle there. Pick one or two areas that are really going to make a difference and get better at them. And this could be quality of products and services, customer relations. It could be employee engagement and retention. Whatever you might be struggling with in that B area, pick one or two and get better at them. People will notice it, and that will get you into A environment territory. All right. C environment. It's a poor combination of the components. I think we've probably all been there. I know I've been in C environments before. The gears are grinding. Okay. There's maybe lack of structure, very little vision, poor communication. And I believe this confusion, inaccuracy, and other factors create an environment where it affects other businesses. They don't want to deal with you. I had that a lot in my home building career. I wanted people to want to be on my vendor list. I wanted to provide a good environment. I wanted them to participate. And there are some I don't want to deal with them ever again because they had a bad environment. It was just too hard to deal with them. So be the one that people want to communicate with and want to engage with. That's what I want you to do. Now, back to the chat. Let me know if you think you're in an A, B, or C environment. Go ahead and let me know if anybody's got any thoughts on that. All right, got a C environment there. Hey man, we really need to talk. I'll get in touch with you. Don't worry.
Well,
Uh,
she's the one who had mentioned about how do you build an A environment around a B or C leader. So she,
gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
yes. I'll tell you while we're here, go ahead and rephrase the question for me.
it says, how do you build an A environment around a B or C leader?
Okay. I believe what you can do, if you have a level of, we'll call it maybe possible influence with this particular leader, then go to them in a very sincere way and say, hey, you know what? We want to perform well. We want to do a good job here. We're here. We're all in. And basically, what can we do to help? There are certain areas that we think could be working well. We want to participate. How can we help kind of get this going in the right direction and go from there? But the leader, you have to go in. Don't go in arguing. Don't go in swinging punches, anything like that. That's not going to get you anywhere. You have to go in a very conciliatory way and just express yourself honestly and openly and just say, hey, look, I'm here. Let's stick to the individual. I'm here. I want to do a good job. I'm here every day. And these are some things I think we can do a little bit better for us to be able to create a better environment for everybody to be a better performer. So, Deirdre, did that answer your question for you?
Let's see. She said, yes, thank you. Yep.
Excellent. All right, good. All right, and then again, back to the combinations here, the C environment, the poor. Great question, by the way. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And we'll go from there. All right. Let me move on here. Back to our progression here. C environments can become B environments. B's can become A's, and A's can become better A's. Back to Chick-fil-A. Guys, they're the best at what they do in the fast food business. And what are they doing? They keep getting better at it. They're excellent at it. That's what you can do. So these dynamics can relate to anybody. And I have had, as we kind of close out here, I have had all combinations of employees and environments. And trust me, C performers can perform better in A environments, and A performers will struggle in C environments. My final point here, if you create an A environment, entertain A performance, you just can't fail. Guys, I don't believe you can. We've already touched on this a little bit. This is where basically You set the stage. We get to do business with who we choose to do business with. And if we can do that again, there are guardrails in place. Then what you're going to have to do is, just make sure that you got your stuff in place. We choose who we get to engage with. Create an A environment, entertain A performance, and you just can't fail. And remember, all of these principles are 100% under your control and your team's control. Other outside influences, you're going to have varying levels of influence on those. What I need you to do is focus on these. If you can focus on this internally, that will help you navigate through those other things you can't control, and you will live a better life. You will, folks. I don't want to guarantee it, but you will. And finally, on this, remember, a positive attitude and time spent effectively will drive the success of your journey. All right, a few things about what I do. We'll get into questions here in a minute for other stuff. These are my main program directives. I like to do a environment with leadership teams. It sets the stage, and I love group environments. I will do one-on-one, of course, but I love group environments because the dynamic is just really, really good. In person, virtual, of course, can happen as well. I love in person though. A performer. This is appropriate for all levels of associates, from the top all the way down to what we can call the rank and file, the individual contributors, non-managers, however you want to phrase that. A performer material relates to everybody. And after one of my sessions, everybody will walk away with directives they can do better that day in what they choose to do, what's going to move the needle for them. And I have other material as well. I've got great leadership, management, customer service material. This is it's all part of the program. It's all about personal growth and development. And I want to be the HR professional's new best friend. And the reason I say that is that I've got this program, I've got these principles. I would love to bring this into your organization. Okay. And if you can bring me in, you're going to be a rock star because we will help everybody become A performers, and we will help create that A environment that everybody wants to have. Whether they know it or not, they really do want to have it. So this is what I do, and I love what I do. This is just really solid stuff, and I want to share it with as many people as I can. That's my goal and directive. So here's some contact information for me. My website, email address, telephone number, call me anytime. And I've got a YouTube channel as well. I do a lot of videos, posting, and things like that. So this is how you can get in touch with me. And, I would love to carry the conversation. And what I'd like to offer today to anybody out there, let's get on a phone call. Give me, a 60 to 90 minute, no fee, no commitment, no obligation phone call. Let's discuss this further and see where's some areas that you may be struggling in your environment, in your performance, and also that of your associates. Let's get on a phone call. All right. You've got my contact info. I'll get yours, but let's, no complimentary phone call. Love to talk to you about it and see that. That's my offer for you today once we get done. So, all right, Alice, that's what I've got. So, do we want to have maybe some final questions here, or where do we go at this point?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for offering up that 15-minute consultation. I love that. And we certainly appreciate that for sure, and hope everyone will take a screenshot of this, Farrell's contact information, so you can get a hold of him for sure. Also, anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat or the question and answer feature at the bottom as well. And Tom says, I love the simplicity and power of this statement. Erica says, thank you. Dean says, excellent insight and presentation. Thank you, Dean, for that. So yeah, great stuff for sure. And as a reminder, I will be sending all of this information. We do put this a recording of it up into our YouTube channel as well. And so I will send the YouTube link out to everyone for them to watch again and be able to get their information. And Letitia said thank you as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, everyone, for our Wednesday webinar series. A little information about who we are. Talent Connections is a human resources executive search and consulting firm. We are located in Atlanta, which I think most of our viewers today were in Atlanta area. Founded in 1999, we have spent over 2 decades perfecting our craft in HR services while creating thousands of transformative connections. If you're not connected to us, please make sure you're following Talent Connections on LinkedIn. On our website, you will also find a section of previously recorded webinars for you to view, and we have those out there, as I mentioned, as well. We also, our sister company is Career Spa, provides career transition and coaching services tailored to each individual, helping you discover your career path and secure an advantage in this evolving job market for sure. The activity code for this particular webinar is 25, you can see it on the screen there, 25-WR5XU. So please make sure that you have that note the activity ID number on your recertification application form. And also then everyone, remember to mark your calendars for our next Wednesday webinar, which will be Wednesday, September the 10th. We've got a really interesting subject that's going to be next month. So please mark your calendars for that, and more information will be coming. Let's see, what Deidre says, very insightful and great consolidation. Tom, thanks for a great presentation and information, super insightful. And Lisa says thanks. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. And Farrell, we really appreciate your time and all your detailed information on this important subject for sure.
All right, very good. I can't thank you enough for giving me the opportunity. I've had a good time, and I hope everybody's getting some good takeaways from this. Go be better this afternoon. That's what I want you to do. So do that for me.
Perfect. Good directive. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.